Hello and welcome to a new video. I am Reddit Asks You, and today we are getting into some am I the arsehole? Let's get into the stories. And in the comments let us know your opinions. Am I the butthole for making my daughters wear dresses when they visit their grandparents? From Presentation Nice 6101. My in-laws are what you would call traditional. They seem to think the world should have stopped 50 years ago, and think everything since then is evil. They aren't racist, that I know of, or outwardly bigoted, but they just are very old-fashioned. My husband and I have 3 children, 16F, 14F, 10M, and we go to visit all their grandparents since they live close. Here's the issue: they don't like the idea of women wearing pants. My MIL says it's showing off and my FIL always says it isn't Christian. Now I'm pretty feminine, so I don't mind throwing on a dress when we stop by, but our daughters are not. They don't like visiting my husband's parents, which breaks his heart, because we make them put on a dress before they go. They are both pretty tomboyish, and they never wear any dresses otherwise. I had to but each of them a few dresses specifically so they can go. To be clear, it's not like they aren't allowed over if they wear pants, it's just that they won't shut up the entire time about how much they hate it. Our daughters hate this and think it's unfair. I guess it is, but in a lot of cultures women only wear skirts and dresses, so I don't think it's a big deal. Plus it isn't like it hurts them to wear a dress a few times a week for a few hours. The issue is our oldest is planning to never speak to her grandparents again after she's 18, and I'm worried it's affecting them. Am I the butthole for not letting my sister believe that she can talk to a bird? From dependent_ad8132. My 16-ish family has a pet parrot. They are all pretty much obsessed with him, and my younger and older sisters both keep buying him toys, new food, making him new fruit and vegetable mixes to try out, etc. My parents also pay a lot of attention to him and even set up the extra room we have for his cage so he can sleep better at night. He has been with us for a few months now, and my family's obsession still hasn't died down. I've been mostly indifferent since I'm not the biggest fan of animals and my parents keep him away from my room. Luckily for me, it seems like he doesn't like me anyways, so it's even easier to avoid him flying to my shoulder or anything like that. The problem though is that today my sister Emma, 10F, was talking quietly to that bird. She was holding him and saying things like, "You know I love you, right?" and kissing him on the head while the parrot would just mimic the sound. It went on for a while and she repeated that enough that it seemed like she was looking for a response, so I told her, "You know he doesn't understand you, right?" After I said that, she just looked at me and made a sour face and ignored me. I didn't want her to actually believe this bird can understand what she is saying since she watches a lot of Disney movies, so I feel like they could have given her the wrong idea. I gently explained to her that it's just a bird and that he doesn't understand things like we do. She told me to stop bothering her and ended up leaving the room and told my mom about it. My mom told me she believed it was harmless for my sister to talk to her pet and that the bird reciprocated her feelings. So I told her that this will harm my sister's way of thinking and get her bullied at school. She told me to drop it and not get involved anymore. Aita? I think my sister is old enough to understand what I'm saying and my mom is just too nice. Am I the butthole for asking my girlfriend to give away her cat? From Throwaway. To give some background, my girlfriend, F23, and I, M24, have been dating for almost 2 years, and I asked her to move into my apartment. It's much larger than hers, so it made sense. Having decided to move in, she brought her cat, Riley, with her. She has had Riley for 8 years now, and it brought her tons of happiness. The issue is I am allergic to cats, like super allergic. I develop hives, I start coughing, and I get these really watery eyes. I didn't know this was a problem before we moved in, as, while we were dating, she used to just come over to my apartment as it was close to both the school she started work at and my university. I am in medical school. I would occasionally get watery eyes when she was around, but I always just chalked it up to pollen as it was never severe enough to care. Now though it is getting to an extreme level. That being said, I know how much she loves Riley, so I tried to find the best homes I could that would take her in. All of them are either people we know or people who have a lot of experience with cats. I made a list and then I told my girlfriend the problem. When I asked her to possibly give away Riley, she said she wasn't giving away Riley to an animal shelter. I said of course I would never make her do that, and that's when I showed her the list with all the families. I proposed this to her, and that's when she just lost it at me. I don't know what I did wrong. Aita? All edits, condensed due to character limit. I've tried a variety of medications, none of them have worked for a sustainable period of time. Others have been out of my budget to be effective sustainably. Also, we both wanted to move in together. I just asked her to move into my apartment instead, as it was more spacious. I did not know I was allergic to cats before she moved in. I got tested recently, after I got all these symptoms, and found out I was allergic to cats. I'd been to her house, and yes, I developed symptoms. They were much milder, mind you. I just didn't care enough, because they were so mild. As for the list, I just wanted to make sure Riley was safe as she is an old cat. I realize now this may have been a bad idea, as it cornered my GF into a corner. That was not my intention. I did not intend to do that, I just wanted to give her options. I think the best suggestion was making some no-go zones for the cat. Like not having the cat allowed in the bedroom or the office. Not allowing the cat on my chair. Plus air purifiers and etc. Also, y'all are treating me like a doctor. This is my first year in medical school. I am not a doctor. Like I have just gotten in and I've been in medical school for maybe 5 months. Cut me some slack. Some of you have found out my real identity and are now sending me messages on my Instagram. I get this is a very heated topic for some of you, but please don't do that. I would like to keep this conversation on my Reddit account. Am I the butthole for showering when my roommate was going to? From chocolate_lab 2520. I, F21, have been very fortunate and am living in my own house. Recently, in the last 2 weeks, my 2 sweet mates from college moved in with me until they can get on their feet. We all have pretty packed schedules as a result of our jobs and 2 of us being in grad school. Due to this, they created schedules for when each person will do certain things. For example, Cassidy will do her laundry on Monday mornings, while Marie will do hers on Tuesday mornings. My day-to-day agendas are less open than theirs, so they don't include me in these schedules, but I've learned when they do what. We've found that keeping things on a steady rotation makes it easy for everyone to have access to appliances and whatever else when needed, so we kind of assigned ourselves times at which we shower. There's 1 bathroom and 1 half bath. I always shower in the mornings, Cassidy midday, and Marie in the evenings. This is because these are the times that our schedules open up. It sounds silly, but it's really worked for us and reduced arguments, so I'm fine with anything. Here's where the issue comes in. Last night, Cassidy and Marie attended a university banquet while I was in my evening classes. In my lab, we ended up doing dissections and I felt pretty gross afterwards, so I planned to shower as soon as I got home. I was aware that Marie usually showers in the evenings, but they had both said they wouldn't be home until well after midnight. I got home at 8 and immediately took a shower, 15 minutes max. When I got out, both of my roommates were sitting on the couch glaring at me, demanding to know why I showered outside of schedule. I apologized several times and told them I wouldn't have showered if I knew they'd be home at that time. Cassidy let up and said she doesn't care and knew I wasn't trying to be rude, but Marie has been making side comments. Aita? Asterisk, they don't pay rent and only have 1 bill each. ETA, I texted our group chat when I arrived at home, so they were aware of my plans to shower and neither objected. Am I the butthole for telling my aunt out home is no vacation park? From no_north 6173. I 19F have an aunt who will stay at our home for 3 months together with my uncle. So this totally annoys me and my mom. My dad is literally the only one who is happy about it cause he's not the one who has to clean or cook etc. So my mom asked my aunt to help cook the food. My mom works full-time and is only home for about 2/3 hours a day to make food, and after that she comes home around 9 p.m. My aunt said, "No, you're the owner of the house, so I'll let you do it, I'm not gonna help, maybe another time." I got mad and my mom as well, but we didn't say anything. My aunt also talks shit about my uncle's kids. They don't live together anymore with the kids because of her. I go to school and after school I work, so I'm not much home. When I come home the house is always dirty and my aunt never helps cleaning it or anything. Also, she is constantly invading my space. She doesn't knock on my door and I don't lock it cause I'm used to my parents knocking. And she goes through my closet, which makes me furious. They're staying in the guest room and even there she won't clean the sheets. So we were sitting on the couch and my aunt says, "I'm so relaxed now, I gave myself a vacation." Mind you, my aunt only works 3 hours a week. So I ask, "Oh, you have vacation from work?" And she said, "No, I don't, but I came to your house to have vacation. I'm so relaxed for 3 months." I saw my parents look at each other, but none of them said anything cause they're too nice. So I said, "Well, if you want vacation, this is the wrong place. Our home is no vacation park. We're not expecting you to pay for utilities, but at least help out with cooking or clean your own goddamn room." I could see on my parents' face that I said what they wanted to say. But they did say it was disrespectful. I said, "Oh, so I'm disrespectful when she is sitting in front of me wearing my brand new pajamas without permission and she comes in my room constantly taking my stuff?" I could see my uncle was embarrassed of her. So aita? Am I the butthole for wanting my money back after returning a dog? From Oops Lost Me Gender. I bought this 10-month-old German Shepherd/Husky pup from someone off Kijiji. I specifically asked if he was good with kids because I have a 4-year-old of my own. She said he's great with kids and was raised with 7 of them. I paid before even meeting him, terrible mistake on my part. When the dog got to my place, he was terrified. I understand rehoming is emotionally hard on any dog, but this was more than just new home anxiety. It seemed like this poor pup has never been inside or around humans its entire life, extremely skittish to the point he wouldn't go up my stairs, even with treats, that I have to use to enter my apartment. After about 10 minutes, I finally got him upstairs. He seemed terrified of everything, his food bowls, the wall decorations, the doors, anything that moved scared this dog so much. That's when he started chasing my child around and literally getting on top of him, trying to hump him while I try my best to get him off of my child. He then moves to me. For literally 5 minutes he was up humping me. I'd push him away and he'd get right back up. I have so many scratches from it. Because he was so nervous, I got scared and thought he'd eventually bite me. Thankfully he didn't. He was in my home for a total of around 30 minutes before I told her I needed to bring him back. Originally I told her she could keep the money, while I was in a panic state worried about the safety of my child. After I had calmed down I told her I needed the money back and she blocked me. I then texted her from a friend's phone saying I really need the money back because the dog was barely in my care and he was a danger to my child. She then had a friend of hers text me saying I told her she could keep the money to get out of the situation I created for myself, told me to stop harassing her. I sent one text from my friend's phone, said she's on a tight budget and has no money to give, that when you buy something like a pet there's no return policy, which is understandable, but again I had the dog for only 30 minutes and was not made aware of the dog's true state. This friend of hers is telling me why not come here and I'll give it to you, calling me a rat goof and flaming cocksmoker, lol. Am I the asshole for wanting my money back or is she in the right? Because I did say she could keep the money originally. Edit, I'm now aware I'm the asshole in this situation. Thank you for everyone who replied. I should have prepared more and taken some time to think about what I'm doing first. 30 minutes is definitely not enough time for a puppy to relax in a new environment. I won't be getting any animals anytime soon, and will do so much more to prepare if I ever decide in the future to have one. I will definitely learn from this. Am I the butthole for giving away my brother's parrot? From Admission 4110. My brother Don has an African gray parrot. He fell in love with our uncle's parrot when we were young. He always wanted one, and when he got a job where he could take care of one, he got it. Don was neurodivergent. He had trouble connecting with people. But he loved that bird. And it seemed to return the affection. Don didn't like to travel. Or leave his home. Or do much besides work, play video games, collect Pokemon stuff, and interact with his parrot. I, on the other hand, try and get out of town whenever I can. I also use every second of my vacation time and PTO. Don passed away just after New Year's. He didn't have a girlfriend, much less a wife. He did have a will and he left me everything. Including Ash, his parrot. I don't want his parrot. Trust me, after listening to my brother talk about African grave parrots for the last 20 years, I know more about them than anyone normal should. Including that they can live up to 60 years. That's would have been great for Dawn. I, on the other hand, am not planning on taking care of any human children I have for 60 years. I talked to my parents to see if they would take him. They said their condo doesn't allow pets. I checked with the rest of our family and nobody wanted to make that commitment. I contacted a local bird rescue, but they only take wild raptors. I tried the zoo. They do not accept birds. I guess there is a chance of diseases or something. My brother loved this bird, so I wasn't going to do anything stupid with it. Ash was actually growing on me. I was considering keeping him. Lucky for me and Ash, my uncle finally got back to me. His parrot had died a couple of years ago, and since he is in his late 40s, he didn't adopt a new one. I gladly invited him over to see if he liked Ash. He told me that he and his old bird has met Ash. And even been over to Don's house for a playdate before. It was excellent. My uncle knows more about them than my brother did. And now I have that information stuck in my head. Ash went to live with my uncle. I thought it was the perfect solution. Until my mom called to chew me out for imposing a bird on my uncle. He doesn't make that much money and birds are expensive to take care of, I guess. Not that it was any of her business, but my brother left me a nice chunk of change. And an impressive collection of Pokemon stuff. I had already told my uncle that I would be paying for food and vet bills for Ash. I even volunteered to bird sit him if my uncle needed and I'm on town. I know Dawn would want that. She still said that it was a bad decision to give her brother the bird. I probably didn't improve our conversation by giggling when she said that. I honestly think I did right by everyone involved. But my mom disagrees. I need someone with no skin in the game to tell me if I'm missing something. Edit. When I said normal, I didn't mean neurotypical. I meant not obsessed with parrots. Thank you for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe for more Reddit comment videos. Check the description for the original post from Reddit. Good luck to everyone today.